Good morning, students. You have a topic on counseling in family health care. And first, we will see all about counseling, then we go to family health care. First, we'll see the definition, key qualities of a counselor, micro skills of a counselor, stages of counseling, gather approach, types of counseling, difference between counseling and health education, and then we see the conclusion. Definition of counseling is face-to-face communication by which you help the person to make decision or solve a problem and act on them. Counseling is a helping process aimed at problem solving. Counseling done with individual, group or couples. Counseling is specific to the need, issue and circumstances of each individual client. Interactive, mutually respectful, collaborative process. It is goal directed, acceptable to social and cultural context, bring changes in attitude. What are the key qualities of a counselor? So now you are going to be the counselor. So you should have all these qualities like genuineness, listening, unconditional positive regard, believing in client, make client aware of various alternatives available and explain advantage and disadvantage and implication, recognize your own limitations, you should have patience, do not block free expressions of feelings, let them express freely, non-judgmental, never judge what they say by your words, being in control, stay focused and do not wander all over the place, knowledgeable. So just when they say something to you, do not wander away. Focus on to the correct point. Micro skills of a counselor: you should listen very actively, accept the clients as they are, listen to what your clients say and how they say it, notice the tone of the voice, the facial expression and the gesture, keep silence sometimes, give your client to think, ask questions, you sit comfortably, look directly into the eyes of the client when they speak, not your papers and windows and your watch. Ensure that you are continually involved in the conversation by either nodding head, saying then or ho. According to communication expert, 10% of our communication represented by words, 30% are represented by sounds we make by minimum verbal, 60% are represented by our body language. So your eye contact is very, very poor and your body posture for the counseling time is very, very important. Once counselor recognizes client's feelings, let him or her know in clear and simple words that he is being understood. This is known as reflecting feeling. Questioning: ask a question to understand clearly the client's problem or worries to help the client to go deeper into his or her own awareness or sight. Questions should be centered around the concerns of client and open-ended. Don't ask any curiosity questions. Open-ended questions, closed-ended questions and leading questions. Open-ended questions response more than one. Closed-ended questions limit the response of client in one word answer. Leading question unknowingly suggests answer to the client. Open-ended questions invites the client to continue talking and helps in what direction counselor wants to take the conversation. Closed-ended questions did not give opportunity to think about what they are saying. Leading questions are usually judgmental. Open-ended questions, simple yes or no, cannot answer the question. Closed-ended question, answer very brief and do not provide much information. Open-ended questions, example, what difficulties do you experience in practicing safe sex? When did you think would be right time to disclose your test to your spouse? Close-ended question example is, do you practice safe sex? Should I disclose your test result to your spouse? Leading question is, do you practice safe sex? Don't you? Do you think that your wife will abandon you if she knows about your HIV status? At the time of asking question, remember, ask one question at a time. Look at the person, be brief and clear. Ask questions that serve for purpose. Use question that enables client to talk about their feelings and behaviors. Use question to explore and understand issues and not to collect juicy material for gossip. Don't ask irrelevant questions or too many questions at a time. Using silence, give time to the client to think about what they say next. Provide space to experience feeling. Allow client to proceed at their own pace. Give the client freedom to choose whether or not to continue. If they are crying, let them cry. Non-verbal behavior. It is not what you say, but how you say is important. Majority non-verbal. Person body language is not similar to what they are saying. It results in verbal confusions, misinterpretation. Effective counselor sensitive to non-verbal communication. Examples, gestures, facial expressions, posture, eye contact, tapping fingers, change in voice, pitch, fluency of voice. Accurate empathy. Empathy means recognition and understanding of clients' thoughts and emotions. It is characterized by ability to put oneself into another's shoes, that is, experience a viewpoint of another within oneself. Paraphrasing, counselor repeat in his or her own words what client has said to show understanding. Say in a few words so that it can give summary to client's words. Stages of counseling. First one is rapport building, assessment and analysis of the problem, provision of ongoing supportive counseling, goal setting, counseling intervention, termination and follow-up. Rapport building, establish rapport. You know what is this rapport building means by being genuine and extend a warm welcome to the client, give introduction and orient the client, assure confidentiality, outline the counseling process to the client like a content, duration, testing options and procedure, facilitated by good atmosphere. Assessment and analysis of the problem, defining and focusing especially on the problem, identifying and assessing the gravity of the client's problem, assessing the impact of the problem on client's life, exploring the resources and support available to the